Everybody, and welcome to my first ever footballing podcast. These series of podcasts will be called Talk Football, where I talk about every Premier League club's start to the season so far. So let's get it on. Today it's going to be Manchester City. Manchester City had a great start to the season with a 5-0 thrashing of West Ham United, but these won't be the thrashings that will come up only once. It will be coming up quite a lot. Then going down, dropping 2 points at the Etihad to Tottenham. 2-2 was the score. Going to Bournemouth, beating the Cherries by 3-1, and then coming back to a 4-0 win over Brighton. Something slipped in the dressing room for Manchester City, obviously against Norwich City when they lost 3-2 with poor defensive work from Aymeric Laporte and Otamendi. Shakhtar Donetsk was next in the long line of City's feats, and it will be a 3-0 win to them. Now on to another thrashing at the hands of Manchester City. It was an 8-0 destruction of Watford. Next, it's the Football League Cup third round. Manchester City beat Preston 3-0. Premier League was back now, and it was a Manchester City-Everton clash 3-1. Was the score to Manchester City. It was a convincing victory, but with a decisive free kick that arguably should have been saved by Pickford. Next was Dynamo Zagreb to come up against City. They lost 2-0, and then City went on to a poor 2-0 loss to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, City sits second in the Premier League with 16 points, 8 points behind Liverpool. They've lost 2 and they've drawn 1-5. Matches played 8. Following is Arsenal, Leicester City and Chelsea. Hopefully Manchester City can get right on track unless Pep Guardiola may get the sack. Pep Guardiola really needs to talk to his players and turn it round completely, because Manchester City's performance in the Wolves game and the Norwich game has been really, really poor. Some teams, like Arsenal and Leicester City, have arguably had better starts to the season than Manchester City. Even though they follow them in points, they have had much more attacking and defensive football, which counter are Manchester City the best in the Premier League. That's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very